In a small coastal town where the wind never seemed to rest, a teenage girl named Mira ran every morning before the sun rose. While the rest of the town slept, she laced up her worn-out shoes and stepped into the cold blue silence. The streetlights flickered above her like tired stars. Her breath formed clouds in the air as she pushed forward, legs burning, lungs aching. Mira wasn't the fastest. At school competitions, she always finished close to the front, but never first. Close enough to taste victory. Close enough to feel it slip away. The first time she lost by a fraction of a second, she cried in the empty bleachers long after everyone had gone home. The second time, she stared at the medal for second place and felt its weight press against her chest like a question. By the third loss, people had stopped expecting her to win. Some said she just wasn't built for it. Others suggested she should be grateful for how far she'd already come. "Isn't that enough?" they would whisper kindly. But something inside Mira refused to settle. She began training longer, harder, smarter. When her legs trembled, she ran one more lap. When rain poured down and soaked her to the bone, she ran anyway. When her friends laughed at the beach, she traced sprints in the sand, carving invisible promises into the shoreline. Her room walls filled with scribbled notes, reasons why her goal mattered. Photographs of the track. A hand-drawn image of herself crossing the finish line first. Every night, she closed her eyes and replayed that vision until it felt real. There were days she wanted to quit. Days when loneliness wrapped around her like a heavy coat. Days when criticism stung sharper than the salt wind. Days when her body screamed for rest and her mind whispered that maybe second place was her ceiling. But she learned something in the dark. Pain was not her enemy. Pain was her trainer. Each setback carved resilience into her bones. Each early morning built discipline no one could see. While others relied on talent, Mira relied on repetition. One more mile, one more drill, one more sunrise. She removed distractions. She chose her environment carefully, music that fueled her, routines that strengthened her, people who believed in growth instead of limits. When opportunities didn't appear, she created them, organizing small local races to test herself, pushing her pace against anyone willing to line up. Months turned into a year. On the day of the regional championship, the stands were louder than ever. The air buzzed with expectation. The gun fired. Mira didn't sprint recklessly. She ran the race she had rehearsed 1,000 times in her mind. She felt the familiar burn and welcomed it. Others slowed when the pressure tightened. Mira leaned into it. In the final stretch, when doubt usually crept in, she found something new. Calm. Her body knew what to do. Her discipline carried her forward. She crossed the finish line first. The crowd erupted. Cameras flashed. Her name echoed through the stadium. But the real victory had happened long before that moment. In the silent mornings, the lonely miles, the unseen grind. Mira didn't win because she was the most gifted. She won because she never stopped becoming better than she was the day before. Lesson: struggle does not define you unless you surrender to it. Discipline in the dark, consistency in the small things, and courage through loneliness build the kind of strength that talent alone never can. Keep showing up. Keep improving. Refuse to quit, and you will create the conditions for your own victory.